Hello and welcome to www.thepapare.com interview with a former Sri Lanka cricketer, soon hopefully to be a future Sri Lanka cricketer as well. He's a man who's been in the news largely thanks to Jonty Rhodes, who has been waxing eloquent about him. Jehan Mubarak, welcome to thepapare.com. Good to have you on board. Jonty Rhodes has been your fielding coach the last few days. How has things been with him?
It's been fantastic. He's been our fielding idol when we grew up in that era. And for him to come and train us, for us to be able to have a few sessions with him in itself was fantastic. And then coupled with that, the statements he made about my fielding and what he thinks of it. I mean, even for him to be comparing himself, for me to be a gully fielder, point fielder, places where he excelled in, is just fantastic.
And what has the difference been? What has Jonty brought to you? What brought to your field? You've always been a pretty good fielder, but what has he done for it to be this exceptional?
Just reinforcing the basics, Shanaka. Getting down quickly, being in a position to move laterally. He talks a lot about lateral movement, not so much forward and back, because he's always close enough in the areas that he fielded in at gully and point. He was always close enough and always in a position to move left or right, and as soon as you get down, to be in a position to get back up and throw down the stumps. Even at 45, when he demonstrated to us, he was quicker than anybody else on that field. And I think that is what hit us more, that the basics, we just need to drill ourselves on the basics, quick feet, quick hands, and get into good positions.
Well, it looks like you're doing something right, because he's saying he can't get a ball past you, and he's tried.
To be fair, he was the markers were a little bit for some of the shorter people, and I was catching some of the balls that were outside the markers. But I enjoy fielding. I've always enjoyed fielding, and that helps. Going after the ball, marking our territory. Well, that's where it works.
He's a double colorsman himself, Jonty. He played hockey and he played cricket. So obviously that athleticism has helped him with his fielding. Jehan, you're a swimmer, you're a national water polo player, and you're a cricketer. Has being doing other sports, maybe playing water polo, especially a fast-paced game where you have to pass the ball a lot, has that stuff helped you with your fielding and in your cricket in general?
Definitely. I always, from a fitness point of view, I always managed to keep myself fit because of always involved with swimming or water polo. Even now, I'm in the pool on and off. But also with diving, just not having fear of diving into the pool. For me, people used to joke about saying that I'm always, even on the ground, that I look like I'm diving into a pool. And I never had a fear of diving or falling. I always braced myself. And even with swimming, I used to dive as far as possible. And I used my reach to my advantage. Even when playing water polo, we had to use our reach to get an advantage over the opponent.
I remember.
It's definitely a useful thing to have in water polo, and in cricket also, especially in the gully cover point area. You can cover a huge area, and it puts a doubt in the back of the batsman's mind. I really enjoyed doing that.
It's been a bit late coming, Jehan, which is what most people will say, but suddenly you've found domestic purple patch. You've scored 1,000 runs 2 seasons in a row. You've taken a few wickets. Obviously, you're taking catches like there's no tomorrow as well. What a lot of people are asking out there is, what took you so long?
I was put into a position where I either quit and gave up, or I looked really, really hard at myself and tried to figure out what I need to do right. Where I was all on my own. It was all up to me. It was on me. And so that's what I did. I went back to the drawing board, spent some time with our coaches at NCC, coaches at the cricket board, had a chat with them, had a look at some videos, and just spent almost 4 months just batting, ironing out everything. And I thought a lot about my game, something which I didn't do earlier. I revisited some of the past innings, some of the past failures, figured out where I went wrong. And also, more importantly, I started enjoying the game. There was a lot less pressure once I started playing domestic cricket. And I enjoyed batting. Just went out there, scored runs. I set myself targets. I wanted to score 1,000 runs for a season. I had not scored a double century in first-class cricket. I wanted to do that. And I just went out there with a purpose, with targets to achieve. And it all came together in the last 2 years.
At 34, people question, are you too old to play Test cricket? Are you too old to play international cricket? But somebody told me that you topped the fitness test among all the international pool, and fitness was a huge issue after the last World Cup. So you must be pretty proud of that.
It is. I had a point to prove as well. A lot of people in this part of the world, past 30, are you too old? Old age, it becomes a qualifying criteria in Sri Lanka, in this part of the world, which I don't think it should be. It should be on merit, and I wanted to prove that you don't necessarily need to be young to run 19s on yo-yo tests. You don't necessarily need to be young to be the best fielder or to be the best batsman. And I feel I have a lot more cricket left in me. Feel I'm playing the best cricket at the moment. And age is not something that I look at. It's a point I'm trying to prove. And also to a lot of domestic cricketers who are reaching their late 20s, early 30s, for them also to believe that there is some reward for merit if they do perform at domestic level, and for them to continue working at their game.
You've been through the mill, Jehan. You got picked early, and then of course you had a time where you were out of the team. You came back into the team. You were seen as a T20 specialist. Now perhaps you're being considered in the longer formats of the game as well. So you've been through the whole gamut of things. What is your advice to a young cricketer trying to make it in Sri Lanka?
Don't give up. I mean, what worked for me was that I always thought about my game too late, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll get a second go. But the sooner you start thinking about your game yourself as an individual, as a batsman or a bowler, the quicker you will improve, the quicker you will understand your game, rather than waiting for someone to come up and tell you you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong. Think about it yourself and work hard. It may take you 6 months, it may take you 6 years, but you will get there in the end if you work hard.
I've been asked to ask you, who is your favorite or funnest cricket buddy that you've ever roomed with since, 2003?
A lot of guys I've roomed with. Some are closer than the others. Some of the funniest guys in the team, Kaushal Silva, Dilhara Fernando, Upul Taranga guys we hang out quite often with. We always like to take the mickey out of Kaushal, especially because of the height difference between me and Kaushal. We call him the little chihuahua in the team, and he's very much like that small fellow, yappy all the time, but great in the dressing room, great guy to have in the team.
And what about your next step? Obviously, a lot of coaches, especially foreign coaches, have come and picked you at different times, Jehan, from Tom Moody down to Trevor Bayliss to now Jonty's coming and saying things as well. But somehow it has fallen on deaf ears. Do you think that you've done enough now to back up their confidence in you?
Well, I hope so, but that step is yet to come. Domestic form, domestic performance is one thing, but there's a huge gap between domestic and international. And to repay some of that trust that has been shown in me, it's up to me now, if I do get the opportunity, to cement my place in the team and show them that it's almost, for me, a second coming, almost a second debut, if it were, where I'm now a completely reinvented player, reinvented batsman, a completely different game, and to show them what I'm capable of.
You're a father now, and some people might argue that you're spending so much time at the crease to try and avoid changing diapers. How do you respond to that?
I might need to have a chat with my wife on that one.
Okay, Chad, thanks a lot for joining us. All the best for the warm-up game that's coming up, and hopefully you get a few runs in that. We'll see whether the batting can keep up to Jonty Rhodes' high fielding standards that he's already set for you. Thanks very much, and good luck.
Thanks, Shanika. Thank you for having me.